y'all miss me. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about my 2025 reading wrapped and also diving into my goals reading wise for 2026. So I have my Fable pulled up. Originally used to use Goodreads, but about halfway through the year, I switched from Goodreads to Fable because we don't really like big corporations no more. And if I can like not support them as much as I can, I do that. It's like a little jump that I made. So yeah. Now there were 12 books that I read in the year of 2025, and I'm gonna list them off for you. First, we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman, All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, The Poisoner by I.V. Ophelia, How to Heal Toxic Thoughts by Sandra Ingerman. Hope I said that correctly. Bound by Hatred by Cora Riley, Bound by Honor by Cora Riley, and Bound by Duty, also by Cora Riley. I have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it. Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and If You Could See the Sun by Anna Liang. And I think that's all of them. That is all of them. Yes, those were all 12 books that I read in the year 2025. Now, I think 2025 had to be some of the best reads that I had in a while because I had 3 5-star reads, okay? And that includes Scythe, and then we have Six Crimson Cranes, and If You Could See the Sun. All 3 of those books. So Scythe is a reread. I love Scythe. I read it back in maybe my freshman year of high school. When I tell you, I fell in love with that book, and I have been recommending it ever since. Now, I reread it like recently, last year, maybe like November, October. Oh, well, the dates are here. Oh, September to October. Okay. I started reading it last year because I never finished the series. I read the first one and then got halfway through the second one, which is on my bookshelf. Right. I started rereading them because I was scrolling through TikTok and Neil Shusterman's TikTok popped up and it got picked up for a movie. And if my favorite book is going to get turned into a movie, I need to complete the series. Like, what do I look like not completing the series? So that is my goal. I finished the first one. Now I got to move on to the second and third. But I still have some time. The movie hasn't even there's not even a trailer out. So, and I know how quickly I can read when I really want to. So it's like, yeah. But the other 2 books, If You Could See the Sun and Six Crimson Cranes, I remember reading Six Crimson Cranes when I went on a cabin trip. I did an audiobook, and on the road trip there, we started the audiobook. Well, I had started it, and then the person I was with was like, hey, I want to listen to it with you. And so we put it on car Bluetooth, and we were so invested. And since it was a cabin trip and we were in the mountains, anytime we had to leave, it was a bit of a drive. So every time we were on the road, we would turn on the book, and we ended up finishing it on the trip, and we were so invested in it. And I still need to read the second book. See, this is my issue. I start a series, and then I don't finish them. This is the year I finish series, okay? Regardless. Now, If You Could See the Sun, that was the first book that I finished in 2025. I finished it in February of 2025. Yes. And I think that was a great way to start off my reading journey last year, mostly because it was a really beautiful story about only child and like her struggles with feeling seen and things of that nature. But a lot of the things she was going through mentally and like, you know what I mean, was a lot of stuff that I felt like I could relate to. And I love when I can read a book that I can relate to, or, you know, it adds a layer of the book, and it makes you really sit like with yourself and things of that nature. So those are my top 3 reads for 2025. Now, my lowest rated books of 2025, there's only one that is the lowest rated. And it is a reason that it's lowest rated because, okay, it is rated a 2.25, and that is The Poisoner. And the only reason I have it rated at that is because the last 50 pages of that book I felt could have been written so differently. And I literally, while reading it, love the book so much up until the last 50 pages. Now there's a second book coming out. Am I gonna read it? I really loved the book. I loved where it was going. I loved the characters. I loved it all. But the last 50 pages, like, as someone, I just, there was warning on the book. Granted, I knew that. But I feel like if you're gonna write what was written in those last 50 pages, really, really make it relate to the story. I felt like the plot could have kept pushing without that. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's a great book. Other than that, we love the book. We love the book. Everything about it. You know what I mean? So there's that. I digress. I digress. I wonder if I could see how many pages I read. Oh, my reading wrapped on Fable says on average, I finished each book in about 8 days, but the shortest time it took me to finish a book was 2 days, and that was All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So, yeah, it doesn't show me how many I pages I read, but that's okay. Let's get into my 2026. There's a few goals that we got going on for my 2026 reading and what we're about to talk about. So, since I only read 12 books, right? But my goal was 30. It wasn't ambitious at the start of the year, but with the way that my year was going, it was starting to get a little ambitious, right? Now, I have goals for this year, and they don't involve moving. And this semester, I'm a full-time student, but I only have classes for 2 days. So I have plenty of time to read. Plenty of time. I only work part-time. So literally plenty of time to read. So my goal is 40 books. Now, I would have kept it at 30, but I want to read the Soul Eater manga. If you watched my previous video, I have been gifted up to number 11 of my Soul Eater manga. I have 1 through 11. I was gifted like 6 for Christmas. And I want to reread it because I read it on my phone, but now I have all the physical ones. So now I want to, yeah, yeah. And they're manga. Like, you can finish like 3 manga in one day. I have 2 of the hardcover ones, and then the rest are like paperback. Like, this can be finished in a day. Like, so that'll get finished. But I have 11 of those, so I wanted it to be realistic, because if I put it at 30 and then half of it is my manga, then I feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself. So 40 is the goal, including the manga. We're gonna see how that goes. I don't really know, but that's an average. I think my Fable actually tells me how many a month I need to read. It doesn't tell me, but I can average that out. Hold on. It says 3.333 repeating. So I'm gonna say like 4 books a month, about, which if I start now is doable. It's doable. I want to have a book finished by the end of the week. Granted, it's Friday, and I literally started reading it last night, and I've been making content all day today. So we'll see how realistic that is. But over the summer, like, I should have plenty of time to like catch up if need be. But yeah, 40 books this year, about 3 to 4 books a month, and then I should hit my goal. Let's pray for me, y'all. Let's pray for me. Regardless, let's talk about some of the books that I deem mandatory to read this year, okay? So the top of the list, I have my Louise coming with me. Mandatory is the Soul Eater manga. That has to get read. No if, ands, or buts. Like, I keep telling myself, oh, I'm gonna reread it. I have 11 of them now. I had 6. I should have done it when I had 6, but I have 11, so now I want to reread them, and I have to this year. Now, before I get into the rest of these, I'm that person that buys books and they sit there. on my bookshelf. I recently got a bookshelf, by the way, y'all. And I am absolutely obsessed with it. I'm gonna need another. But they'll just sit there and collect dust until like I feel like reading them. I'm a mood reader. I'm a really, really big mood reader. So if I'm reading the book and I'm really not feeling it, I'll put it down. Like half them books on my shelf, I'm a good few pages in. And every time I pick them up, I gotta restart it again because it's been so long since I read them. Like some of them I've had since high school and still haven't read. It's okay though. It's okay. Now, this first book is one of them. This first book is one of them. And it's actually right here. And I literally said this book in my last, like, books I want to read. But I just can't finish it for some reason. The only reason is because it needs to be cold out for me to want to finish this book. Like, it's literally called A Winter's Promise. Like, and it's such a beautiful book. And I got almost halfway through it last time. And I like the book. Like, I really, really like the book. I really, really like the book, but like I need a blizzard. I need a snowstorm in order to sink my teeth into this book, okay? And it doesn't help that there's climate change and people don't want to fix the world. So January and it's 70 degrees out. Like I went outside without a jacket on the other day. Like, but I will be finishing this book. I will be. Okay. A Winter's Promise. It's by Christel Dabos. Yes. Next is the Scythe trilogy. Like I said, I finished the first book last year, so it's just the next two. So really, let me hold on. What's the name of the other one? Right. So it's not really the Scythe trilogy because I already read the first one. It's really the last two books, which is Thunderhead and The Toll. I have the Thunderhead over there, so I'll probably get to reading that after I finish the current book I'm reading, which we'll get into that next. So yeah. Next book is The Final Offer. Half of these books are on my bed because I've started reading them and put them down, right? And they've just been everywhere and I had to clean up yesterday, and so all the books have been collecting on my bed. But next is Final Offer. This book is dusty. This is the Dreamland Billionaire series. I read the first two and I got halfway through this one. There's literally two bookmarks in this one. My original book when I got halfway through it and then when I restarted it, so we're just gonna have to restart it again. Yeah. I started the Dreamland Billionaire series. As I get through them, I like them more. Like the first one, I was like, okay. Second one, I did like, and the third one, I got halfway through it, and I actually am obsessed with the book. Like even though I'm halfway through, I just need to finish it. And it's such a slow burn, and I love a good slow burn. So I'm going to sink my teeth into that one as well. Finally, because I've had it since like my freshman year of college, and I'm a junior pushing senior now. So it's like, let's get our priorities straight. Right. Next is Babel. I would grab it, but it's like at the really bottom of like a stack of books. So I don't really feel like undoing all that. But it's what it looks like. By R.F. Kuang. Yes. Babel by R.F. Kuang. Now, I also started that book, but the only reason I didn't finish that one was because I felt like I was not intelligent enough to sit and finish that book. So I think that I have enough experience in college and life that I can indeed read that book. And I heard so many good things about R.F. Kuang and her writing. And so it's one book I really, really want to finish this year. Especially because I want to move on to her book, Calabasas. She released that one last year and everybody was obsessed with it. And I want to read it because, like, I want to know the R.F. Kuang hype. Like, I want to be an R.F. Kuang girly. So, yeah. Next is the All Souls trilogy. All Souls it's a witchy and vampire book that my series that my best friend gifted me for my birthday, and I haven't picked it up once, but it's sitting up there, and every time I look at my bookshelf, I'm like, I want to read that so bad, so I'm gonna read it, and it's about witches and vampires. course I want to read it. So that'll get read sometime this year. As you can tell, I love a good series. Like, I don't read standalones. Like, I love a series, but like, I don't finish them. So I will finish them. Next, this is a writer that we don't like, and I figured out we don't like her after I bought the book. Who texted me? I figured out we don't like her after I bought the book, so I bought it anyway, so I'm gonna finish it. And that's The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. She's like AI in her writing and all of that, and I think she's a Zionist. I don't really know. I just know she won't be getting any more of my money. But I bought the book and I did start reading it over the summer, and I sadly did enjoy the book. And I could relate to a lot of the stuff that the main character in the book was going through. So for me, I would like to finish that book. I think I'll probably end up donating it afterwards. But just because reading the book, it really hit close to home in some areas. I want to know how the main character kind of gets over those humps and stuff. So that want to get finished this year. Yes, but now the next book is American Gothic Short Stories. I love writing, and I've been wanting to. Well, I love goth, and I love literature, and I love Gothic literature. Like, that was my favorite topic in school when I was in English classes. And I've been wanting to study Gothic literature just for myself, so I can get into that area of writing. Creative wise, like, I love creative writing. If you want to check out my Substack for creative writing, I'll put the link right there. But anyways, shameless plug, whatever. I love Gothic writing, and I bought this years ago, and I've never sunk my teeth into it. I keep saying that, but I've been really wanting to read it, especially because there's a lot of Edgar Allan Poe in here, but there's also Gothic literature, Gothic art authors. I don't really know the word, but plenty of them in this book that I've never heard of, and I would love to get to know. So it's a whole. I wonder how many are in here. I think there's I think there's a lot. Also, look how pretty that is. It's like silver, if you can't tell. Let's see how many there are. Anthology of New and Classic Tales. I can't even get it open. Anyways. Yeah, so those are all of the mandatory reads for 2026. Now, will things change as the year goes on? Yeah, they will. But that's okay. It's okay. We set goals, but it's okay if we don't accomplish them. Okay. Now, what I'm currently reading, I literally just said that I started it last night, and that is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm so sorry. But I started this last night. It's a standalone, if I remember correctly. There's nothing saying that it has a series, and that's why I started it, because let me get a standalone in as the first read, and then I can flow from there. You know what I mean? And it's relatively short. Like, I read like 30 pages in 30 minutes last night. So, like, yeah. I like it so far. I am going to, after I end this video, keep reading, because I want to finish the book before the end of the week, and I have 2 more days. But this is my current read. Do I know what book I'm gonna be reading next? No, I don't. So, yeah. And technically, you could say I have 3,000 current reads, but I am actually currently reading this one. I think what I'll do this year is, at the end of the month, I will be dropping a video talking about, like, my monthly digest for reading, essentially. Like, what I accomplished, what I read, what I liked, what I disliked, what I plan on reading the next month. As of right now, all I know is I want to read this book this month, and whatever. I don't know. I need I need to pick another book, preferably probably one that I just said is a mandatory read, but like I said, I'm a mood reader, so we'll see what I end up going with. But yeah, that was my 2025 wrapped for reading and what I got planned for 2026. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see y'all at the end of January, beginning of February, so we can discuss what all I have accomplished in the next set of goals from February to March. So, y'all have a good one. Oh, and in the comments, tell me what you're going to be reading so I can steal a few book ideas.